For more on the ongoing crisis in Afghanistan, I'm joined now on set by our Chief Foreign Affairs Editor, Rob Parsons. Rob, amid that tragic drama still unfolding at Kabul's international airport, there are still signs, small signs of resistance to Taliban rule, particularly in the Panjshir Valley in the north of the country. How significant is that resistance, and do they pose any real threat to the Taliban at this point?
Yeah, at this point, I think the answer is probably they don't. Potentially down the line, it could be a threat. The Panjshir Valley is about 120 kilometres or so north of Kabul, northeast. But at this stage, it's its iconic significance, I think, that matters, because the Panjshir Valley was a thorn in the side of the Soviet forces when they were fighting in Afghanistan in the 1980s. They never managed, in all the years they were there, to capture the Panjshir Valley. And the man who led the resistance, Ahmad Shah Massoud, himself acquired a sort of iconic status in Afghanistan. And the man who's leading the forces in the Panjshir Valley at the moment is his son, Ahmad Massoud. So there's obviously, a potential there, I think, for the Panjshir Valley swelling into something more than it is at the moment. It is important, I think, that the people who are there are predominantly Tajiks. The Taliban are predominantly ethnic Pashtuns. There is no particular love lost between them. The Tajiks have made clear that whatever form of government is put in place, they want to have a proper share of it. Massoud has made that point as well. But it's not just the Tajiks. Uzbeks also want the same thing, so northwest of the country. The Hazaras as well. There is a possibility that if the Taliban fail to put down the unrest in the Panjshir Valley, and the economic situation, for instance, continues to deteriorate, as very likely it will over the months ahead, resistance to the Taliban will start to increase, and that the Panjshir Valley could become a magnet for resistance. It could link up to something bigger, perhaps between Tajiks and Uzbeks in the north and northwest of the country. But at this stage, I think it has to be said that the Panjshir Valley is a thorn in the side, perhaps, of the Taliban, but little more than that at this stage. They say they have the valley surrounded. That's one thing, but to go into the valley is quite another. I think they will be hesitant to do that themselves. They say they're prepared to negotiate, but the question will be, I think, for the people in the Panjshir Valley, what does that mean? What sort of concessions are they prepared to make? And I think once that becomes clear, we'll also get a clearer idea of what sort of form of government the Taliban's envisage for the future. How inclusive is it going to be? Are other ethnic minorities going to be part of that government? Remember that the Taliban predominantly Pashtun. Do they want to bring in other ethnic minorities or not? Because back in the 1990s, 96 to 2001, they didn't. And there was a lot of resistance to them, particularly in the north of the country, as a consequence of that.
Rob Parsons, our Chief Foreign Affairs Editor, thank you very much.